This is Japan Vlog Service.
Hi YouTube, my competitor here. So it's Thursday the 8th of January 2015. I'm just checking in really. Well, I was going to talk a bit about something. Looking at the news about the attack on Charlie Hebdo, the sort of French version of the private eye newspaper, the satirical newspaper in Paris. Really sad business. And of course, there's this hashtag going around, Je suis Charlie. People rightly standing standing with the publishers, because Charlie Hebdo, of course, they published a picture of the Prophet Muhammad, and that seemed to prompted this attack. And of course, as someone who wrote for newspapers, that needs to be freedom of speech. And yet, part of me says, I understand the need to stand in unison, as it were, in unity with the publishers. But unless you've actually shared an image of the Prophet Muhammad, you are not Charlie. You're not taking the same sort of risk. And it's not the point, as I said, essentially, I do agree that we need to protect freedom of speech, and that has to be absolute. But it's a lazy trick to do that. We've done it already. Other newspapers have published pictures of the Prophet Muhammad in the past, and the reaction is always the same. If you're going to be satirical, of course. I'm a big fan of Private Eye in Britain. I love it. But it's lazy humour. It's a satirical equivalent of, an Englishman, an Irishman, a Scotsman. You wouldn't do that sort of joke anymore because it's seen as racist. So, yeah, this is struggling with it, as I said, because I can understand freedom of speech, and of course, I'm all for that. But I really don't. If I'm thinking of buying that newspaper, that's going to put me off actually buying it, because I just don't. Yeah, it's lazy humour. It's just not worthy of the creators. But of course, nor do you want to actually say that we just shouldn't publish such things. So I guess in conclusion, I recommend everyone, hashtag on Twitter, Je suis Charlie, of course, but don't share pictures of the Prophet Muhammad. You are likely to be attacked, apparently. And so, to me, it's just kind of lazy humour. No, I need to check the actual newspaper out a bit more. I can read a bit of French, so. Yeah, it's a difficult subject, that. I said it's all about, yes, freedom of speech should be absolute, but there's freedom of speech, but what I did think about as well is also the safety of the employees. Publishing that led to their deaths. It seems rather unproblematically can cause and effect. I said, don't take from this that I think that they shouldn't have published it. As a legal principle, freedom of speech has to be protected. But I do think it's also okay to exercise a certain amount of discretion. For example, where I hail from in Britain, I suppose there would be nothing to stop you walking down the street with a T-shirt that read, "I hate black people," in an area highly populated by black people. But I wouldn't recommend doing it. There's enjoying freedom of speech, and then there's just, yes, you can do that, but why would you? Anyway, see ya.